What is going on, guys? Quality XA here today, and today I am bringing you guys a weekly patch note video. Now before we actually get into this video, I wanted to show you guys the sponsorship known as Amiibo. Some of you guys may have actually seen this before, but this is a really cool Reddit-like app in which you can actually post memes into it. You can get new crew members, you can actually go into public chat rooms. There is a load of features for this really awesome app. I do urge you guys to check it out. You can also follow me on it, as well as do things such as answer quizzes, participate in polls, and even speak to some of the people who are actually Pirate Legend. So there's definitely some really good perks to actually downloading this. Let me know if you guys have downloaded it, and don't forget to add me. The links are in the description below. Now, continuing with this exciting video, we actually have some new items which have actually come into the game and some really awesome patch notes to talk about. So let's get right into this. So the download size for this patch notes for the Xbox One is going to be 2.40 GB, and for Windows 10 it's going to be 2.06. So, ahoy pirates! We read your feedback in the customization mega threads and in other parts of the community about the limited variety available options to dress and customize your pirate. This week's patch delivers the first wave of cosmetics into shops in the form of expanded sets of Admiral, Bilge Rat, Sea Dog and Sovereign. Alongside the new cosmetic variations, you'll find that the shop stock varies from outpost to outpost, depending on your region you're in. Don't worry, you can pick up your new Bilge Rat gear in all regions, but you'll have to head to the Ancient Isles to pick up the new Sovereign set. So a pretty good change indeed starting off. I do think that it's a good idea to have the outfits in different locations. It definitely adds more exploring into the game, which is a really cool feature. But now moving on to the customization variety. So the regional stock. Shopkeepers in different regions will now only stock certain item sets due to some mistimed deliveries. Strike a pose. We've expanded our clothing range to include the Executive Admiral, Grand Admiral, Rotten Bilge Rat, Castaway Bilge Rat, Corsair Sea Dog, Ruffian Sea Dog and Imperial Sovereign sets. Ship shape. Multiple sets of ship cosmetics have been added to the shipwright stock. Now you can purchase and equip Grand Admiral, Castaway Bilge Rat, Ruffian Sea Dog and Imperial Sovereign ship customization set. All shiny. Visit the weapon shops at the many outposts to find their stocks of Grand Admiral, Castaway Bilge Rat, Ruffian Sea Dog and Imperial Sovereign weapons. Fancy a new weapon style? We're sure one of these will take your fancy. Now, really awesome indeed. I haven't actually had a chance to look in-game at these. At the time of recording this, I've literally just downloaded the update, so I'm going to jump in and have a run around, see what new cosmetics and new weapons there are. But then speaking of the last weapon, we actually have this brand new Eye of Reach, which is known as Launch Crew. So in celebration of being at sea for a month, they've actually added a special weapon to the store. This is a limited edition item and will only be available for 2 weeks, and it only cost 1 gold. So you're definitely going to be wanting to try and get this Sniper Eye of Reach. It has a really awesome scope, which is actually a bottle, an alcoholic bottle by the looks of it, but does look pretty darn awesome indeed, so I'm definitely going to grab that, especially considering it is a limited edition item, and for 1 gold you really cannot go wrong. Moving on now to the updates. Now there's actually some really good updates in this. So first up we have the tutorial invulnerability. Players are no longer invulnerable during parts of the tutorial when launching the game. Now this is actually a good change. I do believe that you could actually find players and try and kill them and they'd actually be invulnerable to damage. Pretty insane, but glad that they have fixed that. Now onto my personal big change, the skeleton's accuracy. So when shooting cannons from islands at long distance, skeleton accuracy has been reduced. We read your feedback that it was a little extreme, #SkellyOP. So a very good change there. I'm glad that they have actually nerfed that. The skeletons were pretty devastating, so glad that they've actually reduced the damage which is going to happen to our ship. And it was pretty annoying, especially when you are only in a sloop and you're getting double teamed by 2 skeletons with the aim of a god. It was pretty insane. Now onto the merchant voyages. It is no longer possible to force merchant voyages to request delivery to a specific outpost. Now you'll have to earn your cheddar. And then last but not least we have sneaky climbing. The bow on the small ship has been moved to the other side of the ladder. To avoid accidental ringing, we're redecorating. With the ammo crate and bow moved, what are we moving next? Now that could actually be a hint that they are going to move something. I highly doubt it, but I'd be very interested to see if at one point we'd actually be able to customise our ships ourselves. That would be pretty awesome. Let me know your thoughts about that in that comment section below. And then moving on to the fixed issues. So for the PC only, we have rebinding to the F key will no longer support soft lock the redial. We also have stow and disengage can now be rebound to the same button on a controller. Incorrect company icons will no longer display for a split second if trying to get reputation from two different trading companies. Joining a dead player whose ship is parked at an active skeleton fort will no longer prevent the joining player's radials from being open. Recent players list will no longer be delayed in updating players from other crews. Hunter of Cursed Crews and Hunter of Fort Skulls commendations now track. Voyage inventory message is now translated when there are no voyages in the inventory. Loot items can no longer be dropped behind captain's table on a small ship when trying to place them on the table. Ship ropes can now cast shadows on the deck. Musical instruments can now be used immediately after interacting with parts of the ship. Another PC only, we have half VSync option was removed. The frame lock option should now be used instead, and resolved an issue which would cause players to fail to migrate and remain on low population servers. Really glad about some of these fixed issues. It's just the little things that do make the difference. I mean, putting the shadows on the ship is definitely detail to the eye, and we also have the musical instruments coming out faster, and there's definitely some other good bits and pieces in these fixed issues. And then last but not least, we have the performance improvements. So repetitive actions from players will no longer impact the network stability for other players. Frame rate lock option is no longer disabled when VSync is enabled. Significant reductions in time taken to return from the Ferry of Damned. Images in all chests now load gracefully when browsing, and multiple server crash fixes. Further improvements and optimizations for all platforms are currently ongoing. So pretty awesome indeed. I want you guys to let me know in that comment section below if you're going to be picking up the Launch Crew Eye of Reach. As well as that, what piece of customization are you actually going to get for your ship regarding the new customization, and also what piece of clothing have you actually bought or are you thinking about buying? But yes guys, if you did enjoy it, a like is much appreciated. If we could smash 100 likes on this video, it'd be much appreciated and would definitely show your support to me. But as always, peace out, and I hope you enjoyed.